Hey Scott, so we're here today on Evergreen Plantation, and Evergreen's about 762 acres here in Worth County, just south of Sylvester. And this property in the county, as you know, is famed, really famed for the high quality genetics and the deer quality in the whole state of Georgia and really the southeast. It's unbelievable the quality of deer that come out of this area year after year after year, and really sought after properties in this county have just become, it's just crazy the amount of the deer that come out of here and the quality. I know you grew up right down the road here, and so you've known about it your whole life, and it's just
it's impressive, but it's not surprising knowing the history of it.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
really is, and,
The history goes back is in the mid 1950s, late 1950s, that a lot of the local landowners here tried to get DNR to really relocate some deer. They were doing a relocation program here in the state of Georgia, and DNR really didn't think that Worth County was suitable for deer habitat. But they started the Worth County
Wildlife Club.
Worth County Wildlife Club. And to be a member of it, it was $35.
That's right.
Yeah.
From what I understand, that was the cost of one single deer.
Yeah, and they went to Babcock, Wisconsin, and to purchase those deer. And I think that's where DNR was getting their deer as well. But those guys went up there, and it was what was the gentleman's name? It was Mr. Brown. There was a couple of those guys. I know one of them was Mr. Brown.
Mr. Hayward Brown.
Yeah,
was a big part of that, and Mr. Charles Jones was a big part of that.
And so those guys went up there. They put a club together, and $35, to join the club. And they went up there, and it was 4 or 5 multiple trips. They went up there with 18-wheelers. Babcock, and they purchased these deer, and it was different size loads, but I think in all total about 120 something deer
right. Yes,
were bought and brought down here. And some of the first loads were actually relocated right down the road here in Anderson City.
Right across the woods.
Yeah, just not 2 miles down the creek here from this property. So it's crazy that those guys had the foresight. And and they even talked about back then, and I've got articles on our website to show it, that they thought land values and everything, it would help. And of course those guys wanted the deer, and so long story short, they brought the deer back down here. It took them a couple years to get going. They allowed a dog season for 1 year, and that didn't work out so great, but then they shut it down for numerous years, and and then the rest is kind of history. It built and built and built, and people started protecting them, and deer management has really taken off here in the southeast, and Worth County is just it's famed for its deer, and it all goes back to Mr. Brown and them bringing those deer down from Babcock, Wisconsin.
Right.
It's really what it is.
Sure is.
And these deer are, the genetics here. It takes 3 things to grow big deer. It takes nutrition, really age, nutrition, and then genetics. And when you put all 3 of those together, you can grow big deer. And the state of Georgia can grow them, because the state of Georgia is no different than really like the Midwest as far as ag. You got the nutrition, you got big landowners here that think alike and manage alike, and you've certainly got the genetics. And I've got some good friends of mine that are world-renowned biologists, and they'll tell you, because of that, what Mr. Brown and them did, because of that is really why they still have probably the pure strand of northern genetics in this area, this Tri-County area here, Worth, Lee, Colquitt, that anywhere in the southeast. And that's why they're here. And that's why Worth County probably is ranked it's ranked pretty much number 1 in the state of Georgia every year. It's in the top 1 or 2 every year, and it all goes back to that. And so it's just it's still remarkable what those guys had the foresight to see and do, and what it's turned out to be. And these high quality deer properties are really sought after in today's. Everybody loves to deer hunt, and to have quality like this, it just speaks for itself. So
you can't find it better than Worth County.
yeah,
For
and
deer
to have
hunting
have
down
a property like this come up, and it's what everybody's looking for, to have the lakes that you're going to see, and the cabin here, and then just the quality of hunting, the timber, the wildlife, the quality of the soils. This isn't only a deer property, it's got some beautiful lakes here. God, when I was coming in the driveway this morning, I'm not going to tell you it's a quail property, but I saw nice wild covey quail here. So it's got different types of habitats, a great turkey population, just a great all-around property. The owners here over the years have planted a lot of fruit tree orchards and just a lot of stuff for all kinds of wildlife, but for the primary focus was deer, but they've killed some outstanding deer here over the years. And these Tecumate food plots that I helped the owner establish this year is a mixture of chicory, clover, forage oats, and these forage turnips here. You can see where the deer really been, the sugar content on them is really high this time of year, and they've really been hammering. Food plots look good. We're going to come in here and hit them with a little bit of spring fertilizer here and really get all this clover and chicory humping here. But they look good, and the deer have really been hammering them. As y'all can see here, some of these sawtooth oaks were planted 20 years ago. These are some big sawtooth oaks. You've got some different types, shoemart oaks. You've got some different plum trees, some different crabapple trees, actually some peach trees up here. Several of these bigger orchards that have been planted years ago for wildlife. They're still very productive. And he's kind of let everything grow up in here to kind of give them cover during the winter and all, but they're still very, very productive and look great. Yeah, you have a nice, beautiful cabin here, well done, 3-bedroom, 2 baths, with a boathouse down here, the boat ready to go in the water. It's just a beautiful setting here as well. This property is a spectacular property. Wildlife abounds, and it's just kind of what everybody's looked for.